Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I am once again simulcasting on Rumble and Utizzle, and I hope everyone is doing well. So do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. Helps the video to get around. We got a lot to talk about. I put on my thumbnail Colossus, and then I decided, I better put the word American Colossus. We're going to quit being embarrassed or ashamed of our heritage. And what happened today would have never happened without the American spirit. It's just that simple. And we welcome everyone who wants to be a part of the American spirit. I've said it many times. Our greatest export should be the American spirit. But anyway. I'll get into that in my thumbnail here in a little bit. But what do I always do while I'm waiting for people to get into the chat so we can have a nice conversation and cogitate on world events and discuss what's going on in this during this illegal psychological warfare campaign that we've all been suffering through for decades, but even under a more intense barrage over the last 10 years. This little cartoon here, if I would have been tempted to put the word damn in front of jerk because I'm tired of being nice. But what do? As we wait for folks to get in, what do? I usually play some videos. So I'll do that while you all are filing in, and then we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
Peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has relentlessly and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace.
A tyrant. We used to compare the strength of our democracy to communist dictators. That's what we're dealing with right now in Donald Trump.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
Storm's on.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give President tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined. Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhaul DOJ to investigate every radical DA tables must turn, and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me tonight. I want to tell you that first video was some comments from the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I will play it in its entirety. It cut off quicker than I wanted it to, and I had to scramble to do my intro videos. Because of my less than steady digits. Sissy, how you doing? Nice to see you. Who all's here tonight? Who all's here? Angel's here. Debbie's here. Sherry's here. Nice to see you all. And Elva, Debbie. Let's see. Pappy Two Bears. Lori, nice to see you. Robin. Bill's here. Rebecca's here. Let's see. Angel's here. Pappy Two Bears. And yes, it's nice to see you, Todd. All right. We're rolling down the list here. Darla's here. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Nice to see you. Give me a thumbs up. Yes, it helps the video to get around. I do appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. So, folks, what a big day. What a big day for the world. And undeniable. Trump's successes are being hailed worldwide. And we have the usual malcontents, miscreants, and misfits trying to tear things down and misrepresent. I hope my voice is coming through clear. As I do have some studio lag, which always concerns me. But we will get through it one way or the other. Trump has been working hard. What were you doing at 3:30 this morning? What were you doing at 3:30 this morning? Washington time. I bet you weren't doing what Donald Trump was doing. I think these videos are from Dan Scuino. This is a jet escort into Egyptian territory for Air Force One. I bet you those pilots are craning their necks. I wonder if he'll wave at us. The most famous, well-known, popular human being in the world, probably world history right now, is Donald Trump. Whether these feckless weirdos want to admit it or not, they keep trying to tear him down. This is what's on newspaper stands. Jerusalem Post. Donald Trump posted it. God bless the peacemaker. Wow. Oh, what was it, 3 years ago? I said Godfather 3. That was toward the final scene of Godfather 3. That was what one of the lead characters, Eli Wallach, played the role, I believe. And he said, blessed be the peacemaker, for he shall be called a child of God. So, so many things are coming to fruition that we've been waiting for. And what comes after that, folks? You know, I see a lot of fellow creators that are very, very happy about what happened today. I am also. But we still have what I described early in my broadcasts a couple of years ago, a quiet rage. A quiet rage that only justice can satiate. And justice is coming. Israel was saved for last, we were told. And if you go on to the 17th letter, don't put it in the chats. Put in the word peace. Or put in the word strength. And you will find, well, yeah, really peace through strength. Cut right to the chase. And you will see the words, which I thought about putting in my thumbnail. but I thought better of it. Now comes the pain. Okay? Time to clean house. Our dirty house full of ne'er-do-wells and misfits, criminals, criminal element. So that's coming. It's being exposed more and more. Here's a funny clip, short clip. You all got better hearing than I do. This reporter is trying to ask Trump a question which I can't make out. It's very quick and brief at the beginning. And even with my headphone in, I don't know what she's trying to ask, but apparently it irked President Trump, but he handles it with aplomb. Remember that word, A-P-L-O-M-B. He handles it with aplomb and humor and says Politico's just fake news garbage. But I can't tell what she was asking, but right away, he just says, well, you hear what he says.
On China, are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. You mind? Is that all right? Because Politico is fake news.
Politico's fake news. I can't tell what she was asking. See if you can. I'll play it again. What subject was she trying to babble about?
On China, are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico's gone bad. They've been everything. Politico.
No, I couldn't make it out. But anyway, yeah. I doubt if anybody can. I don't know. But anyway, it was foolish. Stupido. That's how I was taught to say it. Stupido. So, again, I'm saying, for all these people who are talking smack about Trump and his health, what were you doing at 2:30, 3:30 this morning, Washington time? What were you doing? Were you getting on a plane to go to the Middle East to forge peace after 3,000 years, or were you in a fart sack? Yeah. And he's still at it as we speak. And that's why that speech from the Pakistani official was so important. And I'm sorry it didn't play all the way through, but I will play it later in the broadcast. Scott Adams. I hadn't been watching him lately, and I heard he was battling prostate cancer. But this is an emotional time, especially for Trump supporters. And he's voicing what a lot of us are thinking. And it's time for us, just like I had my little fit yesterday about being an American and the value to the world, what Americanism means, what the American spirit means, and not to be ashamed of it. An ordered, civilized, just way of life over barbarism and slavery and savagery. Which is, what do you call the Antifa movement? Is that something other than barbarism or savagery? I don't think so. But anyway, this is a moment where Scott Adams reflects on how far we've come and what we've been through as a group.
It wasn't easy. But every one of you who's watching right now probably shared a little bit in that pain. Probably every one of you said, you know what? You're not going to tell me who to vote for. You know what? You're not going to manipulate me. You know what? I'm going to do what I think is right, and I'm going to follow this all the way. You all did that. All the MAGA supporters, you all took a personal and professional risk for the benefit of the country, and you knew that it was going to cost you dearly. You lost family members, lost your daughter, somebody says. Yeah. A lot of you lost family members. You lost friends. You lost jobs. It cost you money. And you were right. In the end, you were right. You bet the right way.
So, yeah, it's not the end yet, though. We got to keep on keeping on. And I want to put this cartoon back up. I like this cartoon. Okay, I like it, and I'm gonna leave it up for a while. Let me see who else is coming. Hi, Cole. Nice to see you. Hi, Robin. Let's see. Miss Mendersue. Let's see. Bill's here. Nice to see you, folks. So, anyway, here's the. Who's this one on The View? Who's this one on The View? Is she supposed to be the resident conservative on the lunatic View? Do you think she's going to do what she says she's going to do in this clip? We want you to pay up your little self-bet or whatever you want to call it.
My point when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic, it's not changing a tune. It's not making every single thing a 5-alarm fire. Yeah. If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it. Yeah. She'll knock it right off my head. But like you have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen and then call out relentlessly the wrongdoing. Well,
we want to see that MAGA hat. You said you'd wear a MAGA hat through the whole show. We want to see it. Two shootouts. Hi, Google account. How you doing? Rubber Toe, nice to see you. Yeah, Debbie, pay up. We want to see your hats. So, let's see. I got a lot of videos to play. And, happy Columbus Day, by the way. Since I had my little hissy fit. But it's good to laugh, right? It's good to laugh. And once in a while, even though we've been through exactly what Scott Adams was saying we've been through. And we're going to go through some more, too.
To my illegal alien amigos in the city of El Chicago, please go back to your casita. El Governor Pritzker es mucho retardo. He can't protecto you. If you stay in El Chicago, you will be arrestido and deporto back to your shitholio. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and when you come back legally, make sure you el voto for El JD Vanso. Muchas gracias.
Oh, and by the way, that's an AI video. That's altered video, okay? For anybody who thinks, is he trying to trick people? No, I'm not trying to trick people. That's what I got in trouble for the last time. But anyway, they've got a Charlie Kirk portrait on the streets in Portland. People are showing up. They want to say resist. Well, the hell with you. We're going to come out and speak our minds. And the law better protect these people is what I got to say. Because it would be awful insurrection-y of you if you were to let them get harmed and didn't enforce your own laws, right? You know, that's just burning them demons up. The demons, they can't stand it. Here's something for you all. You might want to put on your meta. Democrats be like, not paying American soldiers, not paying American workers, not paying government debt. Oh, not paying illegal health care. What is wrong with you people? What? Let me get this down to where you can get a screenshot of it. I got an overlay there. I guess it's all right. I don't know. Well, I'll take the cartoon down for a little bit. Get that and put that on your meta page. I'm just checking the chats real quick. Let's see if we got anybody new. And I don't know with this thumbnail. What do you think? You think any people that on the left would tune into this broadcast? I was watching a clip and I wasn't able to find it to upload it to my studio. But where one of the representatives used the term colossus describing Trump as far as his statesmanship. He was a giant, was the terminology used in his statecraft. And he was a colossus on the world stage. And that's how I got my title. So, more subdued, but every bit as passionate appreciation for Trump was expressed by the Pakistani Prime Minister.
Peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has relentlessly and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize for his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize because I genuinely feel that he is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace in South Asia, saved millions of people, their lives. And today, here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of lives in the Middle East. Mr. President, I would like to salute you for your exemplary leadership, visionary leadership. And I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time. World would always remember you as a man who did everything, went out of the way to stop 7 and today 8 wars.
You the man, Donald Trump. That's what he said. And, oh, well, the lefties are going nuts. They don't know what to say, what to think, what to do, which is typical. And how's the news going to handle this? Are they going to continue with 95% negative coverage of Donald Trump? That's right, darling. Glad Trump's finally getting credit. Yeah. But how's our news going to handle this? What are the things they're going to go after now? I've got, well, I got the clip here. I think this is the one where he congratulates Marco Rubio and elevates him quite a bit, I would say. Let me see if this is a clip or not. Let me see. I believe it is. Let me see. Oh, this is where Marco Rubio is talking about Trump. The greatest achievement in 50 years, I would argue more than that, but he's right about at least 50 years.
Egypt's been a phenomenal participant. I think both Steve and Jared will tell you the critical role they played, and they can tell you themselves. They hosted the talks here, and they're going to play a very important role now in the follow-up, the implementation of this, which is really, it's not simply about restoring Gaza, it is about transforming the region. So we have an incredible partner, a long alliance, very capable partner here, and a tremendous collection of leaders. This is clearly, in my mind, I think in the mind of everyone in this room, probably one of the most important days for world peace in 50 years. And that's not an exaggeration.
Only 50?
Maybe 100. Certainly since the end of World War II.
Yes, this day would not have come without a person like Donald Trump, a product of the American experience. If Abraham Lincoln would have failed in his attempt to save the Union, and this continent would have been balkanized into these little mini states that all decided, if they didn't agree with each other, that they had the right to secede. And we'd be a patchwork, a hodgepodge of 5, 6, 8, 10 different nations on this continent like Europe is. Do you think we'd achieve this moment? Or would there be forever wars? Just more places to have forever wars. And that's where the lion that prowls this earth reaps the harvest. Conflict, hatred, division. That's what feeds the lion that roams this earth, the hungry lion. We know who that is, don't we? So, yeah, I'm going to stick up for Americanism, what it is to be an American, what it stands for. I'm going to be thankful that I am an American. And I think the world should be thankful that there is an America, not for us to look down at our feet in shame because some eggheads say that's what we should do. His Triumph, Time Magazine. Yeah, American exceptionalism. It's human exceptionalism that is being able to shine outside the dungeon of tyranny, okay? For the first time in human history, other than when Israel lived by the prophets and did not have a king. And then they kept on and kept on, and along came Saul. The world is rushing to Donald Trump. Here's a little montage of, is this the one where they're all coming up? No, this is that dopey, I'll play him in a minute. Dopey Macron. I don't know what he's trying to do in this thing. I'll play it. He's trying to arm wrestle Trump. I mean, what do you got, a complex or something, shorty? They wonder why Trump's got a bruise on his hand. He's got some little pygmy sitting there trying to paw him and push him around. Yeah, well, we'll see how your wife's court case goes. But anyway, here's the world flocking to Donald Trump. It's sped up, but Trump posted it on Truth Social. What was that, 30 of them? 30 of them. They're all following Trump's lead because he is a leader. He is a leader. And here's where I got my thumbnail picture. This was posted again by the Jerusalem Post. President Trump is the Alexander the Great of our time. And years ago, I said that Trump was going to be on the level of Alexander the Great and Constantine. I mean, he's going to be a seminal leader, a singular man in history. But if you listen to the left, here you go. Put this one up on your Meta page. A convicted felon brings peace to the Middle East. Yeah, we're going to join Trump in reveling in this triumph of peace. But we're also going to not forget that the charges that were brought against him were unlawful. The law was misused and abused, and that these judges behaved in a criminal manner with what they did with Trump and his family members and everybody associated with Trump. And we want something done about it. And Congress needs to do something about it. So, hey, midterms are coming up. We got to do what we're supposed to do to be a true American. And that is get control of our own government. Get control of our own government. And to do that, we need a free and fair elections and a free and fair press, which we do not have either one of those things right now. But we're getting there. Here, I got a screenshot of this video. He's a fun guy to watch. Paralegal Institute of Washington, D.C. Fraud fallout. You got two Omars up there. Ilhan Omar and Omar Hapabuta, whatever his name is, I don't know. The big-eared galoot with the psychotic eyes and grin. Looks like you'd be in a Stephen King movie when he's staring at you. But anyway, they got one situation where one of their underlings or cronies or associates or whatever they were involved in a $17 million fraud and was caught. He's sitting in jail right now. Caught tampering with witnesses and up on fraud charges. And there's 75 others on various different schemes. Well, she went ahead and endorsed this character, okay? So they can continue their quest to build a little Somali enclave where she can put her hand to her heart and roll her eyes to the sky and sigh when she says, ISIL, ISIS. Which one did she fawn over, ISIL or ISIS? I don't know. And calling for Sharia law after she fraudulently got in this country and got her citizenship. She's one of many we're going to be keeping our eyeballs on. One of many. Is one going to lead to another with these fires? I have to pull up those posts from the 17th letter that showed 2 pages full of people who were caught and convicted of going around setting these fires. This was 5, 6, 7 years ago. As far as it being tied to a coordinated group, maybe it's more than Antifa. I think it is. Antifa's one of the pillars, one of the group of useful idiots that's being used by Marxist forces. Media blamed climate change for Palisade fire nightmare. Turns out a Biden donor climate nut just got charged for arson. Hopefully that one will lead to another. Let's all hope so. What do you think something might be up with what's going on here? Marines run up the rocky steps at Philadelphia. This is from Citizen Free Press Museum of Art. What's going on in Philadelphia? I don't know. But everybody doesn't seem to mind these young men training out in the open in the city of Philadelphia. Now that's how you storm a building. But anyway, yeah, I'm curious about that because we had Trump post the silent drill with the Marines the other week, right? And he posted on his site congratulating the U.S. Navy again for its 250 years of serving our country.
Philadelphia, 1775, 250 years ago. A new nation was born, and with it, a navy. A navy forged in the fight for independence, built from a handful of ships and the determination of a people who refused to be denied their freedom. From John Paul Jones' defiant words, "I have not yet begun to fight," to David Farragut's legendary command, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," our sailors have met every challenge with courage and resolve. At Midway, they turned the tide of a world war. At Leyte Gulf, they fought the largest naval battle in history. In the waters off Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, and beyond, our Navy has carried America's resolve to every sea. Through those battles that shaped the course of history, the United States Navy has stood watch. We've sailed to the farthest corners of the globe, defended liberty in times of peace and war, and written our story in courage, sacrifice, and victory. Today, the Navy remains the shield of our nation, the foundry where sailors are forged, the fleet that stands ready on every horizon, and the fight, our promise that if challenged, America will win. From wooden sailing ships to nuclear-powered carriers, from signal flags to satellites, from cannon fire to precision weapons. For 2.5 centuries, we've led the way in innovation, transforming the seas into a domain of unmatched power. We are the world's most advanced, most lethal, and most ready maritime force. A global navy that deters aggression, protects trade, strengthens alliances, and brings relief in times of crisis. But at the heart of it all are the sailors, men and women from every walk of life who proudly wear the cloth of our nation. Sailors who stand the watch tonight, just as others have since 1775, ensuring that America's promise endures. 250 years of honor, courage, and commitment. 250 years of foundry, fleet, and fight. And we're just getting started. Happy 250th birthday, United States Navy.
So, maybe he had a dual purpose with that. With the Marines and with the Navy. But because there was, I think it's to let our domestic enemies know that there's, that we're on to them and something may happen. But Venezuela also, they've got a lot of coastal land. Here. What's this? Coastal areas of Venezuela east of Caracas, the states of Zulia, Falcon, and Aragua have been put on high alert. There it is, folks. Yeah, Venezuela. Didn't they say they were worried about an invasion after this summit, this peace summit? Venezuelan military have urged citizens to expect troop deployments at critical points along the coast and to stop recording what is happening. The entire military power of the country has been deployed in 3 integral defense zones, says Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, in anticipation of an American invasion. Well, we'll see how your little boats do. Meanwhile, in the South China Sea, I got 2 clips of Chinese vessels chasing fishermen and blasting them with water cannon.
CCJ 5 o'clock on water cannon. 30 meters.
And then taking a vessel and ramming the back with a Chinese Coast Guard cutter, ramming the back of a fishing vessel. They're getting aggressive. As we know, they've thrown down the gauntlet with Trump on trade. And that means they're going to be challenging the possibility of challenging U.S. warships. Maybe Trump has given them a message. But peace through strength, right? He's sending everybody a message. Here's where I got the part of my thumbnail, end of an age. I was going to say beginning of a new age, but we have to recognize the age that is passing. What is it an age of? I couldn't put it in my thumbnail because it would violate policies. But terror, Terror, right? And death.
But when you settle 8 wars in 8 months, that means you don't like war. Everyone thought I was going to be brutal. In fact, I remember Hillary Clinton during a debate, she said, look at him, he's going to go to war with everybody. And actually, she said, he's got a personality that's all about war. No, and my personality actually is all about stopping wars, and it seems to work. It seems to work.
So right there on the international stage, that's a different clip, but I thought he busted Hillary's chops on the international stage because they were claiming he was a warmonger, right? Is this the clip where he talks about an age of terror and destruction? Let me see. I think, let's see if this is the right one. I mean, he spoke at the Knesset for over an hour, a little bit over an hour. I couldn't tape the whole thing. I had to take clips I thought were germane for our discussion.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
Well, it's going to be a new age. A new age. But we have to let future generations know what we've been through, especially the last 10 or 15 years. Here's Trump again speaking to the Knesset. If I'm saying that properly, Knesset, or E-T, phone home.
And then you're going to add a man named Marco Rubio, who is also here. That's right. And I have a prediction that
This is what I was pointing out about just because Trump has a knockdown, drag out fight with somebody doesn't mean they're scratched off the list. Okay? It could be for optics to keep that person from being targeted. It could be because that person needs to learn who's plucking this chicken, who's in charge. There could be a number of reasons that he busts somebody's chops. But it doesn't mean that they're totally off the list. And he was saying, I'm going to make a prediction before I interrupted.
that Marco will go down, I mean this, as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the United States. I believe that. I believe it. And he and I, we really fought it out. You remember, he was tough. He was nasty. Who the hell thought this was going to happen, Marco, right? And now I'm saying he's going to go down as the greatest. He will. He was always smart and sharp, and people respect him. And then we have somebody.
Well, just a bit later after this, I think it was in another conversation, he talked about Henry Kissinger. And he said Henry Kissinger was a leaker. He leaked a lot. You don't hear Marco Rubio leaking. So he's taking a jab at the old guard, okay? The old shadow government that's being shoved out in the light or destroyed totally. Iliad, how you doing? Here, he could be Vance's VP. or I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely he's young. He's young. Oh, again, I want to wish everybody a happy Columbus Day. Oh, look, here comes the far right. Before I get in trouble. Ha ha! Let's see here. Let me see. Is this clandestine? Yeah. A little something about this anger we're dealing with here. At least I'm dealing with some anger, okay? A lot of us are. Let me see what was going on in the chats here before I read this. Trump bringing peace to the Middle East is important, not just for the reasons of stopping violence, but because the deep state are now extremely vulnerable. Now, when Trump invokes the Insurrection Act, the left cries of Hitler and dictatorship will fall on deaf ears. The Dems, mainstream media, are permanently discredited. They just spent the last 10 years trying to destroy the man who just did the impossible and brought peace to the Middle East. So not only is their entire narrative completely up in flames, now the public will agree with Trump that the Dems, mainstream media, are detriment to this country and to the world. Amen to that. They literally tried to kill the guy who is bringing world peace. That makes them an enemy of all humanity. The stars are aligning here. Trump has the optics and the political ammunition to drop the hammer, and his position will only improve once he stops the war in Ukraine. As I have said from the beginning, strategically speaking, it makes the most sense to wait for high-profile arrests until after the peace deals are finalized, when Trump is at his highest approval. We are getting close. And I think the Israel is saved for last has probably been adjusted by 17th letter plus himself when he said, I thought it would be the easiest, and it's turned out to be the hardest. But we just have to adjust. Okay? So we will see justice. But it might be after the Ukraine situation. Let's see. So that's the picture that Clandestine put up with that post. I've used that picture in my thumbnails before. What's this? Let me see. Oh, blessed be the peacemakers, are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. There you are, folks. There you are. And he's definitely a peacemaker. Here's something else for you to put on your meta page. What do we got here? What do we got here? You enter a building illegally, you must face the consequences. The purple hair and the hog ring. That's what they're called, hog rings. Why are they deporting people that entered the country illegally? Yeah, put that on your meta page. There you go. Get a screenshot. Let me make it nice, good size for you, center it up. Hit the button, get a screenshot, crop it. You know how to crop. And put it on your meta page. Diamond Silk gave us a little reminder. We've talked about it. What does it say? Do you agree that it's time for accountability? Diamond Silk. Oh, my. Report. Charges are expected against ex-Trump official John Bolton as early as next week. What are you going to do, John? What did you have to do with the Mar-a-Lago raid? Oh, speaking of that, the Mar-a-Lago raid, I got a little bit of an extended clip from one I played the other night. This had Matt Taibbi at the beginning, and this is one the audio is better on this clip, so I'm going to replay it because he said Mar-a-Lago is the hook.
Taibbi as well as Mike Davis. And I want to get your take on who you believe is next in terms of indictments to come. Matt Taibbi, what do you think?
Well, I think some of the releases that came out of the Director of National Intelligence's office earlier this year from Tulsi Gabbard and from the DOJ point to some of those former intelligence chiefs like John Brennan, James Clapper, for instance. I was also told repeatedly that Hillary Clinton was a target of some of these investigations, although nobody could tell me exactly what crime she was being investigated for, but that she was a target. So I think you should look at the Russiagate actors who are in those documents, and then probably also some of the other executive branch folks.
Mike, how far up the chain does this go?
I think it goes all the way up to the top, to President Obama, to Vice President Biden, to Hillary Clinton, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, so many players within the Obama and Biden administration. And I think it also includes the lawfare Democrats, these prosecutors who coordinated with the Biden White House to bring these indictments against President Trump.
And there's also a grand jury being prepared right now, right?
There is a new grand jury in Fort Pierce, Florida, and that would be a good place to do this grand jury investigation for what they did to President Trump. The Mar-a-Lago raid's the hook.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I said about that picture I had yesterday, you're going to need a school bus or 2 or 3 full of these characters who will be fleeing like OJ did from the law. Now, this creepy character, what is his name? Oh, here he is. Oh, that's a blast from the past I was going to talk about last week about John Kirby. This is a guy right here. John Kirby has not read a report showing the Biden family allegedly funneled $10 million into their bank accounts while Joe Biden was VP. We're going to hear about him again. But who was the guy? Anthony Blinken. Remember Anthony Blinken? He could have been acting vice president if something happened to Biden. I had a clip of him. He's taking credit, the Biden administration, for peace in the Middle East, if you can believe that. Where is that? Oh my goodness. Well, you have to take my word for it. Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State, supposedly. And who's being petulant? And they said churlish. Barack Hussein Obama doesn't even mention Donald Trump's name in this wordy babble that he put out after 2 years of unimaginable loss and suffering for Israeli families and the people of Gaza, blah, 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 by recognizing the common humanity and its basic rights of both peoples can achieve a lasting peace. He doesn't give Trump any credit. He's such a snot. He's such a snot rag. And the people who voted for Obama, once who voted for him once, you get a pass. But who voted for him twice, can't you see that he was a nothing burger, eloquent egghead oaf? He wasn't a constitutional scholar. He's a Marxist. He destroyed our healthcare system. He destroyed my parents' healthcare. Mine tripled, okay? So we could take care of every ne'er-do-well who knows what terrorist or welfare bum or streetwalker that crosses the border. All of a sudden, we're paying for their housing and everything, and their health care. That's what he wanted, to redistribute the wealth. Are you happy now? Can't you see by this time that you've done something stupid by putting somebody like Obama in? Because you want to feel good, because you want to show that you're not a racist person, right? From the river to the sea, right? Well, what about this guy? Pastor in Nigeria, kidnapped and lost his life. They took his life, I'll put it that way, after ransom was paid for his release. There's a guy named Curly Boy Chuck put this story up. And I was going to talk about it episodes ago. People in the Congo, people in Nigeria, Christians, churches being burned, people being drug out and losing their heads. Okay? And, you know, it's not like the Rudyard Kipling poem. Again, since the mainstream media and no one on the left or right with large platforms seem to care about the real genocide, and instead they cherry pick their genocide outrage. I'm sharing this for awareness so it doesn't get ignored. Muslims have actively been taking the lives of Christians, Nigerians, since 2009 in an attempt to wipe out any Christ-believing person from that country. Please pray for the Nigerian Christians who are being slaughtered and systematically wiped out. Since 2009, who was president in 2009? Who wears a ring that says the only true God is Allah? Barack Hussein Obama. Well, since 2009, 52,250 believers have lost their lives, according to the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law. And it's only growing each day. This year alone, 7,800 Christians were abducted by extremist Muslim groups in Nigeria and will likely lose their lives, if not already. Over 12 million Christians have been displaced since 2009, and over 20,000 churches and Christian schools have been burned to the ground. But I guess because the Jews aren't being accused of perpetrating this, it gets no mention and no one cares. We're living in a flippin' twilight zone. Yeah, where's all these wonderful people now that want justice? Joy Reid calls the word illegals the new N-word. You know where she can go, Rot? It's beneath my feet, way, way beneath my feet. That's where she can go, Rot. No more playing nice with these people. They don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about people getting up, going to work every day, people that actually built this country. What's this? Pastor James Adu Asa from the Evangelical Church Winning All in Ikai, Kwara State, was kidnapped from his home and later found dead after his congregation paid a ransom in hopes of securing his release, according to church leaders and local reports. The armed men then refused further negotiation and took his life despite the payment. His death reflects the ongoing violence and persecution faced by Christians in Nigeria, where many pastors and believers continue to suffer for their faith. May the Lord receive his faithful servant and bring peace and comfort to those who mourn his loss. Don't hear a damn peep. They want to kick down the walls, open the gates, and let any stumble bum come into our country and take advantage of our country. Here's the type of thinking they have at Midas Trash Network, Midas Trash Pail Network. Once he's gone, his family with all their failed businesses will have to go to the Middle East. Russia won't take them, and when the Middle East is done using them, then what? What the hell are they talking about? Here's their comments in the comments section. I'm kind of hoping a similar ending as Muammar Gaddafi. Ha ha ha. Argentina would be my first guess. They're rumored to have given refuge to families of other failed dictators once upon a time. Of course, he's talking about the Yazidis. There's nothing more violent and fascist than these type of people right here. Or they go to prison here. Oh, that's right, because if you're a communist, it's criminal for you to be a successful business person. I forgot about that. We're all supposed to be just drones and slaves working for the political class. We know you don't know your rear end for third base. Talking about you know. You know, a little bit off subject. But speaking of the political class, this person got sentenced today. You know, she'd been walking around free for almost 10 years after her son-in-law was murdered. You know, a prosecutor in Florida refused to bring charges against her almost 10 years ago. It was 8 years ago, because they said, oh, they might sue the state of Florida, the Adelsons. If you haven't been paying attention to the case, you'll have to trust me. That is pretty much open and shut that she didn't like her son-in-law, and she decided to take his children and erase his name from their memory and conspire to have two men follow him to his home and put two bullets in his head. She got life in prison. Plus 30. Her husband, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I got this thumbnail just before I went live. Donald Adelson's husband goes off on Florida judge. All through the investigation, they acted like this Harvey Adelson guy was addled. He was so old and frail. Don't get him upset because he's got had an aneurysm, and oh my gosh, and he didn't know what was happening. But he got up and bellowed at the judge like he was some kind of righteous person. I hope they arrest his ass too. But they're politically connected. They had her gynecologist give a character reference, but he was also the mayor in Broward, down there in Florida. So anyway, people with political connections, we know they get away with a lot of crap. Those days are coming to an end. And I hope it starts with this case. And I hope she never sees the light of day, and anybody else involved with the murder of Dan Markel goes to jail for a very, very long time. But anyway, I brought it up in the past that it was another example of justice being delayed by politically connected people. Hi, Stanton. How you doing? So anyway, if y'all get a chance, check that stuff out. But anyway, here is what happened here. Did any of you all hear about this guy? This guy, Family Matters star, Darius McCrary, under fugitive arrest near U.S.-Mexico border. He was trying to jump the border. Why? Why? Darius McCrary, the actor who played Eddie Winslow in the 90s TV hit Family Matters, is under fugitive arrest near the U.S.-Mexico border. The 49-year-old was arrested by U.S. Border Patrol on Sunday for an out-of-state felony warrant. It's unclear what the warrant is for. Well, I'm not going to say it's for diddling young people, you know. I'm not going to say that. So anyway, we shall see, I suspect. We shall see. We're going to see it a lot. Not only, though, there are two Omars in Minnesota looking at trouble, okay? This commie right here. He says he's a commie. I mean, I'm not calling him names. Mom Dami mayoral campaign took $13,000 in illegal foreign donations. Records show. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Foreign flows to Zoran. Look there. That's going to be interesting. Do you think New York is actually that gone? Or if we remove people who were not supposed to vote and we had a monitored paper system, do you think New York would still go commie? I don't think so. J.D. Vance is the first Marine in history to be Vice President of the United States. Boy, my dad would have loved to see that. Yes, he would have. So, let's see, what's this cartoon here? Something else for your meta. How do you know to question their health advice? It all started when I got a ticket for no seatbelt from a guy on a motorcycle. Remember that story I told you all a long time ago? Had some young kid. Hillary Clinton was pushing for national seatbelt laws. Remember that's about, 15 years ago, maybe a little more. And I said, I was talking to this young guy, and he was an Obama voter. And he was riding a motorcycle, and he was telling me, well, I don't see how you could drive a car without one. It's just foolish. I said, we're in the parking lot, buddy. You're standing right next to your dopey motorcycle. How about we outlaw motorcycles? So, because I'm worried about you. Because I know what's best for you. Let's outlaw your dopey motorcycle, kid. I never wear a damn seatbelt. I paid a ticket one time, $20, I think. If I'm on the interstate, I will. But that's up to me. Not according to Hillary. Antifa is not an organization. We just have a flag, uniforms, official colors, local chapters, meeting places, email signups, and clear directives for our members. Oh, here's the new thing now. Jabba the Pritzker. Pritzker claims Trump will use the Texas National Guard to rig midterm elections. Didn't I say that a couple of years ago? That I thought, well, if the National Guard is deployed, it's not going to be viewed as an invasion force. It's going to be like at hurricanes or earthquakes or floods or national disaster. They're going to be there to assist. They're going to be there to give a hand, okay, and help these precincts, escort these ballots, monitor what's going on from this predatory incursion that we've been suffering. Yeah. Seems like Pritzker is starting to get, well, I don't think he's starting to. They've always known they were in danger of that. Oh, remember that girl I put a video up of her getting dragged out of her car and her squealing and screaming and her wig fell off? Breaking Tatiana Martinez, an illegal who built a social media career doxing ICE agents and their families, was arrested in Los Angeles in August, has now been deported back to Colombia. Yeah, have a good time in your S-hole country. If you learned anything in this country, teach them over there so you all can have a good life too. Run for office. What's this? Oh, that's a Chinese Coast Guard ship. I already showed you all that. Collided with a Philippine fishing vessel. Already showed you that one. Well, we're going to be hearing stories about like this. This is that young man they put pictures out. Here he is. They were making him dig his own grave. Remember that, folks? They probably tried to fatten him up a little bit before they turned him over. But look at how much they starved that young man. Christine Aguaya News put this up. Welcome home, Eviator David. 24 years old, was kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th from the Nova Music Festival, subjected to brutal conditions, hands and feet shackled, deprived of light, forced to dig what he was led to believe would be his grave, and suffering severe starvation and lack of access to medical care. His parents, Avishai and Galea David, and siblings Ilya and Yela fought tirelessly for his return, raising public awareness worldwide, demanding humanitarian aid reach him in the tunnels where he was held. 738 endless days and nights. Well, it has ended. He is back with his people now, thanks to Donald J. Trump, the American Colossus, a person that would not be able to function on the world stage or even exist if it wasn't for the great American experiment. But not according to Midas Trash Networks. Here they are. Chasing Trump's billions. Investigating how crypto is making the Trumps hundreds of millions. I put in the comments, why don't you chase your own damn money and quit worrying about other people? But of course, it won't stay up long if it even gets up at all because I'm blocked. But that's what I told you about communists. They're always worried about what somebody else is doing instead of worrying about their own lives. Should have bought you some crypto, you nitwit. I'm wanting to talk. I didn't buy any, but President Trump greeted with standing ovation. I should have put that up before I played some of those videos. Before Israel's Knesset. There's how you spell it. K-N, how's it? K-N-E-S-S-E-T. And I guess that's how you pronounce it, Knesset. Let's see, what's this one about? What's this video here? It says on there, video. What is it? Oh, Kamala Harris. Tell me Joe Biden won't take your calls without telling me Joe Biden won't take your calls.
I want to get to some news that just came out today with President Biden. His spokesperson said that he is going to now start doing radiation for his prostate cancer. Have you talked to him about it?
I called him earlier.
How's he doing?
I have not talked to him. I just left him a message after I heard the news. I was otherwise on the event at the event. I think Joe Biden is a fighter, and that is what I told him and left him a message. He's a fighter, and he's going to fight this, and we're going to hold him up and pray for his recovery and for his strength and for his family.
You write about him a lot in the book. Have you talked to him about the book?
Yes.
Yeah. What did he say?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, come on. It's just you and I.
Yeah, right.
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for coming on.
He doesn't take your calls. He doesn't take your calls. But what about that guy? He's got the Corinne Jean-Pierre hairdo going on there. I guess that's one of their new anchors. I've been through almost the whole video. I meant to thank Norm for stopping by. Buy me a coffee. And that's the second person to help this week. This second week of October. I've got a link in my description in Rumble for Buy Me a Coffee. And on YouTube, I've got the one sentence, all one word, no spaces. Buymeacoffeemountainman. And it takes you right to there. Walk with me through history if you appreciate my efforts and you would like to help the channel out. This is a totally viewer-supported channel. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Although, you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time before you can get monetized. And it takes people sometimes 6 months, half a year to get that. I think last month I did 6,000 hours. I did more than 1.5 times what I needed to be monetized. And I've been doing that for years. I've got tens of thousands of hours logged in view time. But I think I'm more heavily watched and critiqued when I'm monetized. That's why I stay viewer supported. So anyway, I've got a link in the description if anybody wants to help the channel out. And I do thank Norm and Mike and Bev for helping out this week on Buy Me a Coffee. So I got this screenshot. The Onion keeps trying to put stuff. They're trying to be funny like Babylon Bee, but they just can't do it. Here's their idea of a joke. Nation's indigenous people confirm that they don't need, let me put it. This is supposed to be funny like the Babylon Bee. They don't need special holiday, just large swaths of land returned immediately. Did I get some quotes from that? Some comments? Yeah, I did. And I put my own comment up too. But here's what they are. What I'm talking about, what they drilled in kids' heads. For real though, the fact there's a Columbus Day is just salt on the wound. You all heard me last night, what I had to say about it. The Onion always knows how to cut to the truth. Why did the Onion post this? It's just straight up true. And not the effing desert either. We conveniently remove their access to the ocean and meaningful international trade that they never had. The only reason they had horses was because of the Spanish. They didn't even have horses. But I put in there, no deal. No deal. He traded half of Oregon for those sunglasses. Live with it. That's what I said. And I had a couple of thumbs ups. So I guess they didn't block me yet. Here's a kid. I showed you that one kid got in trouble for wearing a number 47 hat and talking about Charlie Kirk. Well, here's you got a 19-year-old named Orion Newby says Adelphi ran his paper through an AI detection program that identified similarities between his work and material on the web. But those similarities were actually his list of citations. What are you talking about, ABC News? Well, here's what they're talking about. Bury the headline, why don't you? Student sues the university over allegations he used AI to write the essay. I worked 15 to 20 hours. What do you think his essay was about? I guarantee it was conservative subjects. I guarantee he found stuff with hardback history books that they've taken off of Google. Just like when they tried to remove as an image forever, Tank Man. Just like they removed the gold train. I told you all about the gold train that you can't find on Google anymore. That was when Kaiser Wilhelm gave Lenin and Trotsky $10 million in gold and safe passage to Russia that led to the Bolshevik Revolution and the introduction of the curse on humanity known as communism. You can't find that anywhere. But here is Trump signing historic documents. Let me find it. I mean, this is what the day is really about. I got some stuff on Letitia James, some more stuff on her. But really, it's about Trump signing these documents and the impact it's going to have on the world. I mean, every minute that goes by, every hour, every day, you got tens of thousands of lives being saved if you figure all the wars he has stopped.
Okay. This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up. Okay, thank you. You can use my pen if you want. Have a pen? Want to use mine? Okay. Okay.
And something that's subtle to our culture, but is a message to the world. You notice there are women actively helping with this, handling the documents, handing them over. no hijab, right? No face covering, participating in the signing ceremony. That's a big deal in the Muslim world. It's opening up doors. We're not gonna have barbaric treatment of people based on their gender either.
Okay.
There, it's done. Peace 2025. And here is the whoa, wait a minute. What have I got going on now? Here is the document Trump signed at the Knesset. Wait a minute, let me see here. Trump holding that up. What's His Excellency Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. This is my great honor, a great and beautiful day, and a new beginning. Donald J. Trump. There you have it, folks. End of an era. Man, I got so many things to put up. But I tell you what, I don't know if I'm getting in trouble for putting this one up or not. Because she says a word Utizel doesn't like very much. And I want to talk more in depth about this subject. But I'll save my in-depth talk for later. But this is Roseanne Barr. Okay, do the Jews really run the world? And haven't I always counseled not to paint with a broad brush? Haven't I always said, if we got blamed collectively for the actions of people like Brennan and Comey, both who said they were communists, one who said he was a Muslim, the other might be, I don't know. But they were in the highest positions, head of the FBI, head of the CIA. They were responsible for handling tens of millions of dollars and interfering in other countries' elections, sending spies, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Because they were, air quotes, American. Can people say that I'm part of that club? No. No, don't paint me with that broad brush. But anyway, here's Roseanne Barr. We'll see if anybody's got any objections. I mean, she's Jewish, okay? She can say what she wants.
I'm a Jew, a big, scary Jew. And
you're to blame for everything right now, by the way.
I control the weather.
It's unbelievable.
All the money in the world, the weather. What
Every
else?
evil thing that happens.
I've done everything. Everything's my fault, for sure. And I accept it.
And you're hiding under every rock.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Control the whole world. And my question about that is, all these people that say that, all they do is say crappy things about us, and yet they go, the Jews control everything and this and that and the other. Well, if we did, wouldn't they be scared to piss us off? How come they're not scared to piss us off if we're in control of everything? Getting on there going, these damn Jews. Well, if we were in control, Wouldn't you be scared to go on everywhere and say that? If Mossad can kill them and this and that on the toilets over there in Iran where they shot lasers and killed these guys on their toilets, wouldn't they be afraid to be talking bad about the Jews, like going, Israel killed this, and like Candace Owen? How come she ain't afraid they're going to come for her? And they're not. So what are they talking about? I didn't kill Candace Owens. I haven't gone after her and my Jewish buddies. So she's on there every day talking down. Well, if we were in control of all that and we have nuclear weapons aimed at every Gentile's head, as she claims, how come we didn't get her? And how come I got fired by all the Jews in the world? How come I lost my damn job if Jews are in control of the media?
Yeah. How come?
Right?
Yeah. It doesn't add up.
It doesn't.
So that's an interesting take. How come she lost her job? But she's obviously talking about this kerfuffle with Candace Owens, and also who jumped in the fray was Officer Tatum, who I've spoken well of, but he's riding that clickbait pony is the way I put it. I'll talk about that in the future. But anyway, folks, I have got some footage, and I don't know if this music is copyrighted or not. But they want to hold up ICE in Chicago. Do you really? Good luck to you. I'm going to play this little montage of ICE running people down. And what do I always say? I always say thank you for spending your precious time with me. And I hope you do enjoy this video. And I thank you all for giving me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that? It all helps the video to get around. So you all enjoy this video. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Let me call somebody, taxi.
What's going on? Why are you calling us? Hey, you're interrupting us, you're keys. I will arrest you.
Oh, let me ask you